Welcome, welcome to Parts and Pieces of a Query in BigQuery. Before we get started, let's take a moment to introduce who I am. I am Manisha Mistry. I'm an instructor at measurementmarketing.io. As an instructor, I get to share everything I learn about things like BigQuery, Looker Studio with you all, and with members of the Academy, which I will talk about a little later in this session. In addition to being an instructor, I also work directly with our dedicated measurement management clients where I'm working with them day to day on their measurement. Alrighty, as with any one of our trainings, any one of our videos, make sure you focus on one thing. Grasp one thing, go ride the bike, and then circle back and grab another one thing. Let's dive into parts and pieces of a query in BigQuery. Let's start. Let's walk through a simple SQL query statement together. So it usually looks something like select data from a table where a condition is true. Now let's break it down a bit. Okay, so let's start at the top. Let's start with the select statement. The select statement is basically you saying, I want to select these columns of data from the table mentioned in the from statement. The columns of data you mentioned in the select statement will be returned in the table that is the output of your query. Let's walk through an example. Let's say we have this table, and this table has our friends in it. So we have John, Sam, and Jill, and their respective ages. These are our friends, okay? And we say select name. So we're selecting name. You can see the column name from friends. Now, what ends up getting returned if we say select name from friends is the names column of the friends table. So as you can see, we get the name column with John, Jill, and Sam from the table friends. We don't get the age, we get the name. Okay, now let's break down the from part. Okay, the from part is all about stating the tables you want the data to be retrieved from. Basically, it is what table am I going to? That's the way I like to think about it, is what table am I looking in? Now, let's go through a simple example. So we have our friends table. We have John, Jill, and Sam. And let's say we have another table. Let's say we have this other table of our pets, and we have a pet named Sammy and a pet named Kitty, okay? So we have two tables now. And we're going to say select name. But look at this. Both table friends and pets have columns name. So which table do you want the data from? So we say, from the friends table. So now we have name, and it gives us John, Sam, and Jill. Why did it give us that? It's because we stated the table name in the from part of our query. Finally, let's talk about the where part of a query. The where part of the query simply allows you to filter the data the query is going to return by a specific condition. So basically, it's only going to return data if the condition is met. Let's dive into an example. Okay, so we have our friends table, right? John, Jill, and Sam. And now our query is going to get a little bit more complex. We have select name from friends, so we know we're selecting the name column from the friends table. But there's one last piece. We are saying where age is greater than 25. And in that case, what basically happens is the query looks at all the ages and it picks only Jill because she has the age of 30. So there you have it. A simple select query basically saying select data from table name where condition is true. Alrighty, what was your one thing? Was it that the SQL query has 3 different parts and each part is important for its own reason? It is super important to understand that as a query needs these different parts. Now, if you like the content today and want to watch our upcoming content, hit the subscribe button so you stay tuned for our content. Now, as always, let's remember our measurement marketing framework that helps us go from marketing in the blind to marketing where you can reliably grow revenue and profit. Now, it is important to note that when you're writing queries, that is in the build phase of our framework. You have your KIA, your questions, information, and actions, and then using those questions, you write your queries to answer those questions so you can take the actions you need. Now, if you're interested in the toolbox where you have access to lots of free tools, or you want to join the Measurement Marketing Academy, you can learn more about both by going to measure.tips/getacademy. In the Academy, you have access to instructors like myself where you can ask us questions live through Ask Instructor Support. So there you have it. That's parts and pieces of a query in BigQuery.